Can you really believe anything anymore? Can you? Like I just don't trust you right now.
You never trust me.
I have never trust. Honestly, does that mean I trust you now?
Maybe.
I don't know. Trey White has entered the transfer portal. My words last night when we recorded the Merez video were word for word, "Hey, Illinois fans, be careful. This could be a mass exodus. This could be a sign of things to come." And less than 24 hours later, Trey White has been the next Illini to enter the portal. This was Trey White himself 5 days ago when Illinois' season ended in a loss to Kentucky in the round of 32. He said immediately after the game, quote, "Shit, I'm fiery right now. I feel like I can go play another game. I know we got a good group of returning guys, but it's just going to be a great summer full of work. And I'm excited to bring this pain into next year." He went on in the next 24 hours to basically tell Illinois media, "Yeah, I'm coming back." That was the plan. 5 days later, he is in the transfer portal. What's your reaction?
What has happened and transpired in the last couple of days? Truthfully. Because now, there's some other reasons why other guys are into the portal. Tampering is very much a real thing. Numbers are a real thing. I understand that. But you know, for Trey White, the season's been a little bit of up and down, right? He was getting DNPs for a while there, also had the sickness thing going on. Finally gets back in the rotation, and you can never actually count on everybody returning, even if they say so, but all the signs pointed to Trey White coming back. So, you know, it just I just at this point it's looking like what are they gonna have one guy coming back again? Two guys? I think last year they retained DGL. This year it's looking like they're gonna retain probably Kylan and Big T.
That seems like the plan.
I get all right, I was unaware. I did now Trey White's looking for his what? Fourth school in 4 years?
Uh huh.
Yeah, he wants to be AJ Store so bad.
Can I take the kid gloves off before we actually do like some nuanced, like, should anyone really care analysis at this? Can
Yeah,
I take the kid gloves off for a second?
yeah.
Okay. So Trey White, this is supposed to be a surprise that he's in the portal. This is the Trey White who did not play in 3 or 4 consecutive games. Behind the scenes, there were rumors of a practice incident in the middle of that span. Brad Underwood initially said it was because Trey White was sick and or hurt. And then after 2 games of DNPs, before the third DNP, said, "Yeah, Trey White's healthy again. We're just going with other guys right now." That happened on February 15th. And we're surprised?
Oh, I don't think there's a surprise factor
Okay.
in
I just
this.
I feel like I don't understand why anyone that roots for this program or pays attention to this program has thought that any of these guys are confidently coming back. Have you not paid attention to this program for the last 5 years?
Yeah, but 5 days ago he said he was.
What about Brad Underwood's program and the culture he has built implies that a guy he benched a month before the season that has transferred 3 times in 3 years would return? I don't get it. Why did we think Merez would return as they're targeting big men? Who's next on this list that we think is return? I feel like right now some Illinois fans think Ty Rodgers is most likely to return. The Ty Rodgers who was told he won't play this year, so you better redshirt. Like, this program doesn't care about keeping their players. Every single year, the goal is to upgrade every single player. Like, I don't get it. They might want Will Riley back. They might want Big T back. You tell me they want Kylan back, who, by the way, Kylan was benched in the final month of the season. I know Green Street is special and Kylan's from there, so that might be hard to overcome. But like, the kid gloves are off, man. Do we really have to pretend like this team gives a flying, I said damn yesterday, flying F word? I'm going to actually say it next video if people want me to be surprised that these players aren't returning.
Yeah, I mean, look, you shouldn't be surprised if anybody leaves, and how college basketball works nowadays. It is what it is. But I mean, goddamn, who you got to try to keep some people, and yeah, maybe maybe they will. But like, it's just the year over year max exodus is just wild. But also, yeah, like to your point, Trey White is a kid who's going to be on his fourth school in 4 years. This is just what he's going to do.
Spin zone. Nobody on this roster was actually all that good anyway. Great
Mm.
year to actually reset it. And that goes against everything that Illinois people told us all year about how talented this group was. But
Yeah,
can't
but
you
but
upgrade Trey White a lot?
are you looking for a talent? I mean, you are looking for a talent upgrade. Honestly, there needs to be a vision upgrade.
A
That's what it really
vision
needs.
upgrade.
Like, if you are going to, like, do you want guys that are gonna maybe stick around? Go get some guys in the portal who you know are gonna stick around. Do you want to go get some guys that are gonna play in an offense that launch threes? Go add guys that can shoot the three. Do you want guys that are going to complement other guys? Add guys. Like, don't just go out and get a bunch of stars. Have a portal strategy and how the team's going to fit and operate based on what you want to do and what your strategy is. So, I mean, yeah, that is a valid point. We are talking about the Illinois team that, had their struggles this year, but when they were fully healthy, they did have moments. But, you know, at the end of the day, Trey White did some things for this team. He had that stretch where he was like arguably what, the third best player on the team for
At
like four games.
Illinois' best this season, Trey White was critical and
So that so
awesome
so,
to
so
their
that's the
performances.
part that I'm having trouble with, because if you want to take what happened, now obviously that's not how it works. You can't just take a part of the season and put it at another part. But like, Trey White was integral part of success. Let's get Trey White back. Let's also maybe not DMP Trey White. That honestly, that was probably the beginning of the end, like you stated. It was over then, no matter what. But I don't know. I just feel like if you see your team at its peak, and part of the peak was Trey White doing what he does, I just think that's a guy you want to maybe bring back.
Yeah.
But also, you can't make somebody come back.
What's that?
You can't make somebody come back.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Trey White, when he scored in double digits, Illinois was 11-3 this year. Trey White, when he did not score in double digits, Illinois was 11-10 this year. There were games where he played 11 minutes, 14 minutes, 16 minutes, 3 games where he did not play, 4 games really he did not play. He had 0 minutes against Minnesota. I think he played like 10 seconds. And then there were games where he was treated like a featured option, third, fourth guy, really involved as a cutter. Illinois was always at their best when he was involved in that. And behind the scenes, we heard throughout this process, like, yeah, well, you can't really play him and Merez. And like, if the vision is Merez and Big T together, then where does Trey White go? You can't really do it. Well, guess what? You don't have to worry about that anymore.
Right. For all the people who are like,
Like,
well, we don't want Merez at the four. We want like a Trey White small ball four. Now that happens because Merez left. Now both of them are gone. So there
I
you
don't
go.
get it. You know what
Jason,
this is going to end? It's going to end in Hamrickhouse back. And that's the only guy
What's Jason Jackus doing?
in the weight room with Fletch, clearly.
Okay.
Um, okay, so here's I like in a vacuum, losing Trey White's not the end of the world because, as I said, as good as I thought he was at stretches for Illinois this year, he's also like Trey White. He's played for 3 teams in 3 years. His teams are never good. This team was the best team he's been on. He's probably going to go, like, where do you think he'll go? To some high major NIT team?
Yeah, like TCU or something.
Yeah, which is like fine. That he's a starter level player at the high major level for sure. Um, he's not like a guy that's going to be one of your best players if you're a really, really good team. And that's fine. That's okay. Um, so to me, like if you're Illinois, the harsh reality is looking at next year, I think you can find a better player than Trey White. Just like you can find maybe a veteran guard that could be as good as Kasparis Yakashonis. You probably can find a Ben Rickhouse replacement that's better. You probably can find a Merez Johnson replacement that's better. But what's the plan on that? Because like we're going guy by guy in a vacuum saying, well, yeah, we can get somebody better. I'm not seeing what the strategy is right now on that, though. Like, this is what, the third year in a couple where we felt like there's been a lot of attrition with Illinois. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, yeah.
Three, 4 seasons now feels like there's been a lot of attrition. At least in previous times, I feel like I've understood the vision or the staff has been in on what the decisions are, right? Like
Hmm.
Sky Clark's the only time I felt like they really were like blindsided and they navigated that really nicely. This year, like I think they wanted Merez back, and I think they wanted Trey White back because that's what insiders were reporting, and that's coming directly from the staff. That's what everybody is saying behind the scenes is we're going to get these guys back. That's what the players themselves said. So I don't think there's been like a massive change of heart behind the scenes from the staff to tell these guys to get out. I would assume that Illinois is not in on this. I think they wanted to keep Merez, and I think they wanted to keep Trey White. So, like, one, do you agree with me on that? And two, like, how scary is that for you? Because now, do you have to completely restart with what you want for next season?
Yeah, the thing is, like, part of, and correct me if I'm wrong, part of the sell of last year's ads via the transfer class was that it was a 2-year plan. Like, it was, we're going to build some continuity with the guys coming in. Like, this year, whatever happens, like, we will figure it out. But, like, it's a 2-year plan. We're going to get some continuity. We're going to develop some guys. And now the guys are just leaving. So now you're starting from square one again. Are you just trying to just add talent or something like that? Like it just, like I said earlier, it just comes back to like a lack of vision, you know? It's just I look across like the most successful programs in college basketball, and to some level they have some sustainability, and there's none with this Illinois team.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard the term 2 year plan so many times. And like, you can't have a 2 year plan if you don't get to year two. And I don't care if Trey White's not the best player. It's bigger than that at this point. You've
Yeah.
got
Oh,
to
but
bring some
also
guys
if
back.
that's the case, no one had an Illini club to your head. Don't add Trey White.
Right.
Don't add the kid that literally I could go back to high school. I think Trey White changed elementary schools.
Right.
This kid has changed schools every single step of the way. That's who he is. It's just like it just seems like a very toxic situation to be in. And like not to like pull the vibes cards, but like when you and I went to Illinois that one time for that visit, and like we were in the practice facility, and it was when TSJ was there, Coleman, Goody, like all those guys. There was everyone together in the same page, like, you know, all on the same agenda, I felt like. And I think you could go around the room or go around everyone on this team, and everyone has different goals and aspirations.
Yeah, I think look, also it says something about like who are the guys you're bringing in, right? Like Trey White was coming to Illinois for his third school in 3 years, coming from two losing programs. This was on the scout
Yeah.
of who Trey White is. So, like, I just disagree with so many different ways this program has tried to build rosters, and they're getting bit in the ass for it. And it's honestly comical at this point. It's hard to take a Brad Underwood program seriously, no matter how much talent they have, when you refuse to build off of 1 year to the next. Like you cannot just wipe the slate clean every year, start from scratch and win. You can't do it. It's not possible.
And
It's
I'm not
killing
saying
you.
it's a copycat college basketball league or something like that, but like take some pieces from other programs. Look at
Right.
the programs that are doing the start over new team buy it thing. When has it worked out? Look at all the teams in the final in the Elite Eight right now, the Sweet 16. Like the only team you could give credit to that is what, Arkansas? But besides that, like there is continuity with basketball. Like there's a level of having some comfortability with like who's going to be on the team and what everyone being on the same page. And it's just it doesn't work like that. You can't just get a team and buy the best players and get just a guy whose stats are there. You got to do more.
Also, like, unless your locker room is shit, which I don't believe this locker room was shit from per Brad and per players and everybody, like, this was a good, not awesome locker room. I believe that. So, like, when you have a locker room that likes each other generally, you want to keep playing with the guys you like playing with. So if I'm Kylan Boswell and I'm looking at next year's roster and Kasparis is gone, Riley is gone, Merez is gone, Trey White is gone, Thomas Love is testing the draft. Benham Rickhouse, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, and Jake Davis aren't gone yet, but I would assume at least two of those guys are next.
Yeah. Was that Tomislav tweet real, by the way?
No, it was fake.
Okay,
It
I
was
was just
fake.
about to say so then we have guys trolling guys who are leaving, like
It was fake.
Armando Betis. Okay,
It was fake. But you get my point, right? Like right now it's pivoting. Oh, well, like it's Big T and Kylan. Wouldn't Big T and Kylan be a whole lot more pumped about coming back if they're not getting 9 new teammates next year? These aren't guys that were born and raised in orange and blue. They're not dying to put the Illinois uniform on. Like, I would be more excited to come back and play with some dudes I like playing with, which by all accounts, like the rumor was this team liked each other. And now you have half the team leaving already. It's just a disaster, man. There's no other way to put it than to call this a disaster. And it's frustrating for me, truly. Again, I'm not even an Illinois fan. It's frustrating for me as someone who likes Brad Underwood and the way his teams play to see him do this to himself every year. Solve the issue. Get some guys that are actual program guys. You can't like pony around the idea that you're everyday guys. It's a joke. You're everyday guys for 3 months and then you're never to be heard from again. That's the culture of this program right now.
yeah,
So,
it
what do you do with that, man? It's
right.
impossible.
You can't be surprised about anything with that program. It's just what it is.
Where does Trey White go? Any thoughts? I like the
Uh,
TCU shout.
I'll say TCU, Kansas State. Uh, I'm sure Washington will get a visit. Those are probably the top three.
I'm gonna throw a random one out. He's from Dallas. I could see him at
SMU,
Texas A&M. I see him at a Texas school.
yeah, back to the home state.
Yeah,
He couldn't even stay at his home state in high school.
tough.
It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.